Let's talk about the I Ching. What is the I Ching? Um, why would a songwriter use the I Ching as a prompt for writing? Um, Obviously, this is something that I've done. If you don't know me, my name is Robert Harrison, and I have a band called Cotton Mather. And I started a 64 song endeavor to create songs corresponding to the hexagrams of the I Ching as they came into my life. The I Ching, I first heard of what the I Ching was probably on Plastic Ono Band. My brother encountered this record at college, which had been out many years before. I didn't know the record. I think I was in high school when I first heard it, and I hear John Lennon singing in the song God. I don't believe in I Ching, and he also doesn't believe in Zimmerman and lots of other things. Well, I don't know if I believe in I Ching. I believe it's real. I believe it's true, but I don't worship it. And this is kind of in his song God. He's equating these things with things that you would worship, and so I think that's a little bit silly. But of course, he got to say what he wanted. He was John Lennon. The point being, first of all, the I Ching's not a religious book. It's maybe you could say a sacred book, a revered book, but not a religious book. The ancient Chinese didn't believe in God. What is the I Ching? The I Ching was something devised by some sages thousands of years ago in China. And I think Fuji, I'm not sure, Fuxi, the person who first created the 8 trigrams corresponding to states of conditions in the universe: fire, water, thunder, and so forth. And then King Wen, who was famously imprisoned by the tyrant of the Shang, Emperor Shang in the Shang dynasty, Shang being the one who created the terracotta soldiers. He created the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching. Now, that's all gobbledygook to you if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's essentially a book. Ching means truth. It's a book that attempts to understand or reckon with what the fundamental truths of the cosmos are and how human beings relate to the universe around them. And this is done by seeing conditions in nature and their corresponding equivalencies in humanity. You could say it's a code of conduct, but I think more than anything, it's a way of understanding who you are and where you are on a given day, because I Ching actually means the book of changes, the one constant of life being that it's always changing. So this is something that the sages understood, that things were always in transition, and if one could understand where they were located in their where they were located in their journey, they would understand maybe where they were going, and this could be useful information. It's not tarot cards. It's not a Ouija board. I'm not saying anything against tarot cards. Ouija board. It's not your daily horoscope. It is a form of divination in that it helps you to understand where your GPS coordinates are at this very moment. And it works. This is the thing that's amazing about it. The thing is, it works. And so, for those of people who know me who said, oh, that doesn't fit with rock and roll music, well, then you don't know what the I Ching is, because if you're writing songs about what you're going through in life, there is this, essentially, the first self-help book, the I Ching, that gives you this very accurate picture of where you are. And so, depending on what you're going through, is psycho-emotionally, the I Ching has some insight into it, and you can write from that point of view. It's what we do anyway, a lot of us. I think all of us who are writing songs with any sense of emotional authenticity are trying to draw on experiences from what we're really feeling. So that's why the I Ching would be a very reasonable way to have a poetic or lyrical or musical prompt. Does that make any sense? So what is the I Ching? The I Ching is a book of divination. It's a book attempting to show and expound upon the truths of the universe and how they relate to you on a daily basis. It's not something that's going to tell you whether or not you should eat the chicken or the fish, unless one of them will kill you, in which case it will probably say, maybe go with the chicken. The I Ching doesn't tell you how to live your life. It just tells you where you are at in your life. And that can be very useful information. How does it do this? I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows, but I have a few ideas. So that may get you started. Let me show you a few pictures, a few books. I'm going to distinguish between two kinds of the I Ching. This is an I Ching written by Alfred Huang. I quite love it, and I really came to a better understanding of the book through this, because it is really an attempt at a translation. I'm not someone equipped to translate the I Ching. I don't know Chinese. I'm not a Chinese scholar. My thoughts on the I Ching are not intended to be scholarly. They're experiential, and I would say this book right here is one of those experiential tomes written by amazing people, Carol Anthony and Hannah Moog. These are their interpretations of the I Ching. They're not translations. You know, there are many translations of I Ching out there, and very few of them are actually translations. Master Huang's work is a translation. He's trying to be as true to the text as he can. One of the fascinating things about his work is he's actually using the original direct translations of the characters that would have been in the language at the time. So maybe that's a way to get started in this little video. What I Ching readings correspond to my work, I'll get into that. What isn't the I Ching? It's not your daily horoscope.